What's up guys, welcome back. This is David, otherwise known as Shelvage, and I'm going to do a shoe review today. I'm talking about a pair from Antonio Meccariello, and this is from his Aurum range, which is his bespoke, fully handmade offering. I'll link a video above where I talk all about Antonio Meccariello and his different ranges, so if you want to learn more, check that out. Throughout the video, I'm going to cover how I got the shoe, the specifics of the shoe and style, the fit, as well as why I say this is my favorite wingtip style. Let's start with the general details. Again, this is from the Aurum range, and this was a limited ready-to-wear offering of the Lucius model from 2018. The Lucius model is just a Wholecut faux brogue, which basically is a fancy way of saying it's a single piece of leather with a wingtip pattern stitched into that leather. The leather is a baby box calf, specifically a small animal hide, which basically just means it's a very young animal that creates a much tighter pore structure. Part of this limited ready-to-wear collection was that you could pick your own patina, much like his current day patina service, and this pair has the Launcher patina on it, one of my favorites. This has a single leather outsole with a blind welted waist, metal toe plates, and a soft fiddleback, built on the Aurum Chisel 2 last, and it has fully lasted Chisel 2 shoe trees. I was lucky enough to actually purchase these back in the beginning of 2020 off of a friend through Style Forum. I'm extremely happy that I was able to get them. This was the second pair that I ever got made by Antonio, and I'm extremely happy that I was able to pick them up when I did. Now we'll talk about the fit and the wear that it's seen. This is my true to size for Meccariello, which is basically a UK 8 standard width. It was a little roomy in the vamp and in the toe box because remember I got these secondhand. At this point I was still talking with Antonio on a few personal orders of my own, and we were really trying to work out the fit. He sent me a half insole so I could use that specifically with this pair, and that would help perfect the fit for future pairs that he would be making for me. As you can see, the creasing lines up very well in the vamp and in the flex area of the shoe. The lacing has a minimal gap that slightly increases as you go from the bottom eyelet all the way up to the top, which means that it's maintaining a perfectly snug fit, which really reinforces and builds the support around the heel, arch, and instep. Over the 2 years I've had this shoe, the fit has only broken in more and more, making this one of my most comfortable, if not my most comfortable, Oxfords. The leather has maintained a beautiful soft luster and shine. Evaluating the leather throughout the entire shoe, there are no odd wrinkles, no discoloration or odd spots that just kind of look out of place. This leather is aging very well, and the patina is as well. I think the two complement each other perfectly. The outsole performs extremely well, just like you would expect. Keep in mind, I don't live in a city where I'm putting miles of walking on these soles on a regular basis. That said, it's still performing exactly how you would expect it to for a 4-year-old shoe. Let's chat about the wingtip in general here. First, a quick reminder, if you enjoy or find any of this valuable, please be sure to like and subscribe to the channel and comment what your favorite wingtip is. So wingtip Oxfords are a classic, especially in the US. I remember growing up hearing wingtips. Everyone likes a nice pair of wingtips. It's hard to go wrong with them. And I think that's pretty true. The classic wingtip is a shoe with multiple pattern pieces that are used to actually create the wingtip. The Wholecut or fall wingtip is my favorite wingtip because it gives you that same classic look, but without the additional pieces of leather. This is just a much cleaner, a more simple look that exudes elegance. It's something that when somebody looks at it, all they're going to look and see or think is a wingtip shoe, but it is a much cleaner, much more refined version of it. The Aurum range is Antonio's highest level shoe, so when we talk about finishing, it's kind of like end of story, the finishing is great, move on. And I somewhat agree, but let's be fair, and I want to compare this with his current day Aurum that I have, as well as a few other shoes that are in that same range or very close to. Comparatively, looking at this pair of Aurum shoes, the Lucius model, with this pair of Aurum Centurions, yes, there's a little bit more finishing around the outsole stitch and the waist, but overall, the details of the lasting and finishing are very, very similar, and you wouldn't be able to notice it unless you're looking at it this closely. Let's also compare this to other current high-end ranges. From Acme, you can see the outsole stitching here. And finally, here is a remote bespoke pair from Ichigo Ichie. You can see the details from this shoe, which was made 4 years ago, still rival, if not surpass, in many areas. So I get it, there are a few things here. This pair is only 4 years old, and it's also a bespoke level shoe. I get that not everyone can afford that, and what's the real value of it? I think this is a great example where if you aim to get the best overall package within your budget, meaning the sum of all the details comprise the best result, it pays off in the long run, meaning that not only does the shoe look great when you first get it, but years and years down the road, the longevity really comes through and it continues looking the best that it can. I want to expand on that just for a second, and maybe you can let me know in the comments if you want a dedicated video about the topic. Basically, when you have a certain budget, you have a decision to make. Do you want to get the best possible shoe within that budget, or do you want to get specific details of shoes that are typically in a higher price range within your budget, meaning there's a trade-off, and maybe you can get a fiddleback waist or a blind welded waist, or maybe a hand-sewn apron. There's going to be a trade-off, and you may be sacrificing certain parts of the shoe to be able to say you got another part of the shoe. I'm sure either way, you're going to end up with a quality shoe. There are lots of great makers today. What I mean, the shoes that have those little intangible details that not everyone thinks about are going to look and perform much better years and years and years down the road. Anyway, now that I'm done with the rant of the day, let me know what you guys think of this classic wingtip. Remember to share your questions and opinions in the comments, and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Make sure your notifications are turned on. I've got a lot of cool ideas planned for the future, and if you're subscribed, you'll be the first to find out. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.